The current features of Lesson Launchpad. What you're looking at here is the present screen. This is what you would have up on your projector, on your smartboard, whatever you have to present your lesson content to your class. You'll notice the present screen has a scrolling announcement marquee up here at the top and a clock. You can turn both of those off if you don't want them on your screen in your add edit section, which I'll show in just a second. To edit these announcements, you can just click on this pencil right here, and you'll see you have the three announcements that are currently scrolling. You can change the order of them, you can edit them, you can delete them. If you want to keep an announcement, you just don't want it to show right now, you want to save it for later, you can send it to storage. So for example, I'll just send this one to storage, and now you see it's down here, and it would no longer be present on my present screen. You can also add an announcement where you see here, and you get some basic options for editing. If you have multiple classes and you want to add an announcement to multiple classes at the same time, your multiple classes would show down here, and you'll just check the boxes that you want to add it to. So that's announcements. Back to the present screen. The clock also has multiple options here. You can change the font color, you can change what it looks like with those options there. Here is two different content boxes. Both of these are text editor content boxes. And I'll just show you how to get one of these on the screen real fast, and we'll go over your different options. If you click the launch button down here and you click add content box, you'll see here are your different options for content boxes. You also have templates here. These are different content boxes that you have saved as a template, so that way you don't have to kind of start fresh with a new content box each time. So we have a text editor box. This is just a standard text editor where you can type content in. You can put in images, YouTube videos. Like I said, both of those that were on the screen a second ago were both text editor boxes. An agenda box, which is basically an automated agenda that'll go through different steps that you put in, different timings, etc. A Google Slides box, so if you have a Google Slides presentation that you want to add in the Lesson Launchpad, you just add in the link and it'll show up. Same thing for a Google Doc box. You can either put in a Google Doc or a Google Sheet, and it'll be live and editable there in Lesson Launchpad. A Canva box, kind of like a Google Slides box, except whatever your Canva project is, you can do presentations, whatever from Canva, you can easily put in Lesson Launchpad. If you click the button here, you'll see more options. So we have a multi-box. A multi-box just allows you to stack any two of these boxes on top of each other. And I'll show an example of that here in just a second. We also have a timer or a stopwatch box, and then a countdown box. So for example, as a band director, I would put this many days until the concert, and it would automatically just count down those days. So just to show you what two of those look like here, if you click in the middle of any of these buttons, you can toggle them on or off. So for example, we'll hide the demo there, and we'll show the agenda box. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and close this one out too. So here's our agenda box. You see I've already got a few items in there. You can press play down here on the bottom, or you can click on any of these items and you'll see it'll automatically start up. So I've programmed 6 minutes for the warm-up. Once the warm-up is done, it'll go to tuning, then announcements, then we'll work on our three pieces there. You can also add subtasks to these, and you can do that all by clicking on this button right here, and I'll just go ahead and show that. So you can see here the different steps. You can set up your durations. You can customize this with different fonts and font colors. If you put a start time over here, it'll automatically start at that time. So let's say you want your agenda to start, right at the time the tardy bell rings. You'd put over whatever that time is, and it would automatically start counting down, going through your agenda at that time. You can pause it and restart it and all that. So that's the agenda box. The other box that I wanted to show you is the multi-box. We'll just go ahead and put this up here so it looks a little bit better. So you can see here On top, we've got a text editor box with my sectionals listed there. And on the bottom here, we have one of those countdown boxes that's counting 29 days until the concert. So that's the present screen. A few more options on the present screen here. You can open these tools or widgets. Randomizer uses your class roster to pick different names or groups or whatever. So I don't think I have any roster data in there right now, so it's not going to show up. But that's the randomizer. You can pop up a timer or stopwatch or a whiteboard. A whiteboard is just simply a blank surface here if you want to white out your screen. And you have a text editor there as well. So let's go over to the Add Edit screen. This is where you're going to add your classes, all of that. So first of all, right away, you see this sample class. It's showing a bunch of different weeks. And the reason that is because I've got in my settings, I've got my schedule set to a multi-week schedule with 7 different weeks. Now, that's a lot. Most people don't have that. In fact, a lot of people don't even have a multi-week schedule. You've just got 1 week. It repeats over and over again, yada, yada, yada. That's the default setting when it comes to scheduling. But if you have a different schedule, for example, an A-B schedule, you would probably want to pick multi-week schedule, and then you'd pick 2 weeks over here, and then you can select whichever week it currently is. And then you also have this option for scheduling. Do you need different times for the same class? Yes or no. I'm going to select no for now. So we'll go back to our edited screen. And now you see we just have 2 weeks set up. So we've set up our class schedule for our week A. So let's say it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And week B is Tuesday, Thursday. We can go ahead and do that by clicking this edit button. Here's our class. And you see now we have this week A versus week B. So we're going to set up our class for this. And then we're going to change our start time. Let's say it meets at the same time each of those days, regardless of week. Let's say it's 9 a.m. Save. And you'll see now we have a 9 a.m. start time. Week A, it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Week B, it's Tuesday, Thursday. So you can change all those settings in the settings option there to get your schedule to work the way you want it to. I was talking about the roster a minute ago. If you click on this button right here, you'll see you have the ability to put in a roster. The announcements just opens up the announcements from earlier that I already showed you. Boxes, this is just a quick view of your different content boxes. Just another way of looking at it. You can preview each of your boxes here by clicking the magnifying glass. You can move them to storage if you don't want them to appear on your present screen at all. You can put them in storage and save them for later. You can also duplicate these boxes, so if you wanted another one or if you had one that you needed to move somewhere else, you could do that. You notice here we have another checkbox thing, so if I had multiple classes, you would see the multiple classes, and I could easily copy this content box from one class to another class. Also, you can delete boxes there. So here we could add a new class, so we'll just go ahead and go through this really fast. New class, we'll just go ahead and go with what it had there. 7th grade band, why not? We'll say 7th grade band is 5th period. Yes, I want the marquee on, that's the announcements. I want the clock on, and I want to set it to active so that way it actually shows up. We're going to say that 5th period starts at 12, we'll say 45 p.m., definitely not a.m. The end time doesn't actually do anything, so I'm going to leave it blank for now. And we'll say that it's also going to be a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then a Tuesday, Thursday situation. And we can save it. And we'll see now, we've got that 7th grade band class listed over here. And in our drop down, we see 7th grade band. So if I go back to present, you'll see we've just got a defaulted text editor box there, a sample announcement. You will then edit your class content to be whatever you want it to be. Going back to the Add Edit screen, we have countdown timers and reminders. So a countdown timer is basically a way that you can put up a message and a countdown at whatever time you've selected. So, for example, let's say, as a band director, I always wanted my students to be in their seat ready to go by 2 minutes after the bell. So we'll just go ahead and go with, sure, you should be in your seat by, and then time's up. And let's do it for that 5th period band class that I just created that starts at 12:45. So we're going to say the tardy bell rings at 12:45. So I would want my alarm to go off at 12:45. And so it would start right at 12:45, and I'm going to have it count down for 120 seconds. This is in seconds. And then we're even going to put that tone on our set a tone here. And we're going to set it for our class days: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday. So we're going to click save. And now you've got your countdown timer there. It's going to start at 12:45. It's going to go for 120 seconds. It's going to pop up on the screen. You should be in your seat by, and they're going to see a timer that starts counting down for 2 minutes. And at the end of that, we're going to have a long alert sound that goes off. And so that way everybody knows exactly what time they need to be in their seats. Reminders work the same way, except they don't have a countdown. They're just going to pop up. So, for example, I've got here, it's time for the volleyball players to leave. Any sort of little reminder like that. For me, I'd probably have them there for taking attendance, because I always forgot to take attendance as a teacher. So I would have a reminder that probably went off, 2 minutes, 5 minutes into class or something, for every class that just said take attendance. So those are some of the automation features there. One of the new features we also have is the print ability here. And so you'll see you select a class. We'll just go ahead and select our sample class here. And it pops up with our boxes. So you can toggle on and off your lesson agenda here. You can change the size of these to make them look good. Oops, too far. Oh well. It's also showing our announcements here. And then down here you can you can see I was playing with it earlier. But you can type any notes for class. Notes for class. Boom, there we go. We also have this additional spot where you can change it to whatever. You can change the names of these too. So let's say you don't want to call this notes. Let's say you want to call it other. Well, now it says other down here. So, and then you would click the print button there, and it would pop up a nice little print dialog where you could then print out a nice little easy lesson plan that matches your content there. So that's Lesson Launchpad in a nutshell. Some very basic things there. There's a few more things here that we could go over in settings. For example, this share option. So if I click share lesson content, now you have a shareable URL that you can give out to people, and it'll be a read-only view of your Lesson Launchpad content. So that way, if you want to share it with students or parents or whatever, so they know what's going on in class, you could just give them this URL, and they'll be able to see. Like I said, it's just a read-only version of your content. They won't be able to edit anything or change anything or anything like that, but they'll be able to see what's going on in class. So that's a quick rundown of Lesson Launchpad, and that's all.